Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Kylo Ren series in development over at Disney for Disney+. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee. Greetings, Exalted Ones. Greetings to all you Jedi, Padawans, and younglings out there. This is Star Wars Coffee, covering everything you need to know about the latest developments, news, and leaks in Star Wars, and as always, giving you my analysis. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, by the end of The Rise of Skywalker, returned to Ben Solo. The son of Han Solo and Leia Organa, Ben Solo, seduced by the dark side of the Force, who had donned the name Kylo Ren. He was leader of the Knights of Ren, champion of the First Order, and the apprentice of Supreme Leader Snoke. He was driven to destroy the past. Kylo Ren killed his father and his master, supplanting Snoke as Supreme Leader. But he remained haunted by his father's death, his connection with the mysterious Rey, and the pull of the good in himself. In time, all three would help Ben Solo return to the light. And this is what I think fans want more of, is more of the story of Ben Solo returning to the light. What we're going to do today is take a look at this article written by MovieWeb's Ryan Scott, who does a pretty good job of summarizing what I'm going to talk about in this video, and we're going to take a look at this and I'm going to give you guys my analysis as we go through it. We have a potential good rumor that will be of particular interest to those who want to see more of Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren. The character played by Adam Driver was the main villain, or perhaps even a co-protagonist from a certain point of view, of Disney's sequel trilogy. But his story wrapped up in The Rise of Skywalker. However, should this prove to be true, we may be getting some more background information on the character in the future. We've heard Ben Solo is a character Lucasfilm wants to further develop. We don't know if this is a series or a movie, but it's definitely being worked on. We also don't know if this is pre-The Force Awakens or post The Rise of Skywalker, but if I were to guess, I'd say The Force Awakens. Again, this is an early development. And of course, that is from KRT's podcast that suggests that Lucasfilm is in the very early stages of a Kylo Ren TV series and or movie. And that is what they had to say about it. That's Corey Van Dyke. So, indeed, Kylo Ren is tremendously popular. So there's no discussion about that. That's true. There is a lot of if and or early development that could always fall through. However, Lucasfilm might like the idea of a Ben Solo Disney Plus series, but they can get the pieces in place to make it happen. Take a look at the idea that doubts on Adam Driver's involvement, which is where my analysis will begin after we read this quote here. We've also heard nothing about Adam Driver being attached to the project, which leads me to believe that this could be animated or a young Ben Solo featured in a live-action series. The big thing here is Lucasfilm is very aware of Ben's popularity, and they do want to continue his story in some form. This is the other sequel trilogy character that we've been hearing about for months. So obviously this makes perfect sense that this would be the pre-Force Awakens, which was always my assumption, and the fact that this would not be a live-action series was also my assumption. Adam Driver has said that he doesn't want to reprise his role as Kylo Ren, and of course this is the same thing that Harrison Ford said, so obviously this can really only be indicated in short term as circumstances change for all people, acting roles change for all people, and ideas about certain characters can change, and when a good idea is approached for a certain actor, Adam Driver, I think, would likely come back for the role. However, I do think it's too soon for him to come back at this point, and given the fact that the pre-Force Awakens time would be when Adam Driver's character of Ben Solo at the time would be much younger than Adam Driver is now. So it only makes sense that this would be a animated series, and I would say that the animation style would be much more like the fact of the Resistance show, as what they should do is the Clone Wars Season 7 style, but I'm unsure if that would actually happen, and I think it would end up being more of what Resistance looked like. So Kylo Ren is tremendously popular. That said, Adam Driver, as well as Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega all seemed quite ready to move on following The Rise of Skywalker. Adam Driver is a very in-demand actor at the moment, and it's unlikely he would want to go right back to the galaxy far, far away. As such, an animated project would make sense, or cast a much younger actor to look at Ben's early life becoming Snoke's right-hand tool of the Sith. That's not going to happen. They're not going to recast Ben Solo. the love of fans for the character is partially attached to the reason of Adam Driver's performance on screen of that character, so they're not going to recast the character. What we know for sure is that the success of The Mandalorian opened a new door for the future of Star Wars. TV can be a much larger part of the franchise future. It will allow for different types of projects that might not otherwise work on the big screen. That would certainly seem to fit the bill. So, that's the article from MovieWeb's Ryan Scott there. It does make a lot of sense that this would end up being an animated series, given the sense that Adam Driver currently is very in demand and currently does not want to come back to the galaxy far, far away. We already know that typically after you've given, at this point, it seems like 6 years of your acting life and of your career to one particular franchise, one particular character, that you would obviously want to take a break from that character and take a look at doing other roles. Because by the time we saw The Force Awakens, it was already in development for several years, which means Adam Driver was already working on that character years before we saw anything from him on screen. So, with The Rise of Skywalker coming out and wrapping up the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga, it makes sense that we would then see an animated series for anything continuing with one of these sequel trilogy characters at the moment. Remember, we already saw The Rise of Kylo Ren. That came out in a comic, and this would be good building blocks for an animated series for the character of Ben Solo. You can continue to go deeper into those storylines and those panels from each one of those comics, and you can probably give 4 seasons out quite easily. So let me know what you guys think about this idea in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me thinking that it's not going to be post The Rise of Skywalker, that it will be the pre-Force Awakens thing, that it will be an animated series likely in the animation style of the show Resistance, which again I would not like to see. I would very much like to see it in terms of the Clone Wars, and I think that if Dave Filoni had a bigger say in it, that he would probably want to do something more in vein of what the Clone Wars was, just given the fact that the animation is much better, it looks more realistic than Resistance did, and it would probably give more gravitas to the character in terms of his emotional arc. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Let me know if you would rather see a Ben Solo pre-Force Awakens or The Rise of Skywalker, and which one you think would actually make more sense. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you, and the Force be with you always. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe.
Do it.
And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.